So what I'm doing with some of my other students outside of here is they have a lot of clients that they're Indian, no, they're Indian clients, and so the Indian accent is probably for me is one of the most difficult accents. You know, to understand. It's really really hard. So the other day she sent me an audio. She says, "Teacher, help me." I have no idea what she said. Yes, and I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead, put it. Send me the information." She sent it. Oh God, it is impossible to understand.
Yeah.
It is impossible to understand. It's really, really hard. And so what we've been doing is I've been getting different material from different countries, but specifically from India. Yes, videos. And so we're practicing. Okay, let's understand. Let's try to comprehend and understand what they say, because her meetings are obviously live. No. And so she doesn't have time to like be searching for the words and trying to understand. And so what we're doing is trying to get her used to the language, you know, used to the accents. But that's the problem. In India, there's a lot of people and there is so many different accents. I mean, from the north, the south, everybody has a different accent, you know. So yeah, that's something. The different accents from around the world are difficult. But one of the most difficult ones, for me, Indian accent and Irish.
Okay. It's even more difficult to understand than the redneck we saw the other day. Who says, "You can call me that, but you can.
Well, what happens with that is it's not so much the accent; it is the it's the enunciation of the words.
Okay.
But the Irish, for me, they have they have a different pronunciation, but they also mix, I guess, different vocabulary. Yes, it can be a little bit complicated.
Okay.
Maybe I'm being a little bit too harsh, but honestly, I don't have many Irish friends.
Okay.
Yes, or Irish people, so maybe I haven't heard that much Irish accent. That's
Okay.
probably the issue.
The only people I've seen or I've heard who talks with Irish accent is on TV from a various or several series.
Okay.
So I can tell it's a funny accent, but I can understand them.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Well, for example, this famous fighter, MMA fighter, is
Ewan McGregor.
He's Irish, no?
Yeah.
And his English is a little bit more. I think it's a little bit more polished, just because he's been on this side.
Mm-hmm.
But when he first started to be on TV and everything, it was really hard to understand. You know, it was really, really difficult. I imagine that he probably hired, or they told him, you know what, you need to practice your accent so everybody can understand. You know? And but yeah, that's something that it's something normal. No? I mean, obviously everybody learns English in a different way.
Yeah.
Yes, not everybody has access to native speakers.
Okay.
And so, for example, I have also colleagues, different teachers, who also have the same accent. Now they learn English, but they learn English from a Spanish teacher.
Okay.
And so the accent is not English; it's more. I mean, it's mixed.
Okay.
You know? So that's also something why, in my case, many students or many people they search for me. You know? They want my classes because it's more native.
Okay.
And I mean, yes, it is good. No, it's good to hear the words pronounced in the correct way. No? Because it's closer to the real thing.
Okay. For us, I think it would be the Chileans.
Chilean.
Chilean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they talk like garbage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
actually haven't heard
Yeah. I hate
the accent.
the pronunciation of the Chileans.
In Spanish, really?
Yeah. You can understand. You barely can understand
Really?
that they are speaking Spanish.
I probably haven't heard it. I probably haven't heard it.
It's like a hill. When they start to talking, they are up over the hill,
Okay.
and when they start talking, it's like they going down and start speaking faster.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
I have never noticed. I mean, now that you mention it, I have some friends that were from, they were not from Chile, yes? Where were they? No, they're from Colombia. And Colombian accent is, I mean, it's different, but I don't think it's like the Chilean accent, no?
I thought I remember one of the first talks we had. It's the level of English in the American continent.
Yeah.
Obviously taking out the States and Canada.
Yeah.
But Mexico has a very low level of English compared to the other countries.
Yes, I have, well, I remember we talked about this, but remember, it's because, well, in my case, I compare from the public and private sector. The public sector, sadly, it doesn't focus a lot on English, no. And you go to different countries and they have a better structured system, yes. And sadly here, they don't allow you to improve. Like, that's another reason why I didn't want to go into the segment, you know, because you as a teacher, you go into the system and you just repeat the verb to be, yes. Hello, good morning.
Muy buenas. ¿Me dejan montar cosas?
¿Ah, sí?
Porque ahorita me encargo de ir.
Ah,
Ayúdame.
¿hay junta?
I don't know.
¿Hay junta? ¿Hay junta?
9:30.
¿9:30? Ah, yeah.
Para mí.
No worries.
¿Para mí?
¿Quieres que nos vamos?
But in English.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
English to practice your beautiful accent. Yes. No,
Pero
yes.
siempre ya sabemos que...
Yes, a little bit.
What does squad mean?
Hola, abogado. Buen día. Sí, ya lo vi. Nos encontramos en...
So, what was I saying? Okay, so in the American system, here in Mexico, you enter into a teacher in the public system, but they don't allow you to develop your structure or your curriculum or
You have to follow their scheme.
yeah, no, they don't allow you. What happens is there is a reason why you never go beyond the verb to be and basic vocabulary. It's because the new teachers that come in cannot teach more than that. They can't teach more than that because you expose all of the other ones that are already there, that have been there for years. Yes. And so they feel exposed and they are told not to go
Thanks.
on. So it's like an internal mafia. Yes. It's like the language mafia. That's the issue.
Right?
So you can't go on. And you want to improve. I mean, I understand that if I went into the system, I would want to help the students improve. That's what I'm getting paid for. No, that's what I'm there for. But sadly, no, they don't allow them to do that. No, they can't improve, and that's why the whole system is flawed.
Of course.
And so that's one of the biggest problems here in Mexico. That's why our level of English in the public system is so low. I imagine, yes, in other countries, that's why they have a higher rate. Also, less population.
I'm gonna take a photo.
Yeah.
So this is our classes are prepared
Yes.
with all of these.
So everybody gets jealous, though.
But you people at the beginners and the intermediate level, don't you have this one?
Yeah.
This
No.
is for advanced.
Is this for advanced? Hey, come to our advanced class. This is why you need to.
yeah.
No. So yeah, that's one of the biggest flaws or issues in the Mexican system. Now, in the private sector, there is a better level. Yes, there is a better level, but I can't say like it's the best. No, obviously, higher end schools or schools that cost more, they're going to have a more bilingual system. Yes, but it also depends where you go. It depends on the teacher. No, you could probably go to a really good school and have really poor teachers, or you could go to a very bad school, yes, a very low school, and have maybe a good teacher. For example, where I was teaching, it was I would say a higher end social status school, and but the students, they loved it. They loved the English classes that I gave them, even though my colleagues they didn't have the same level. They did have the same level, but they didn't have the same accent. Yes, and so that's what students want, and that's what parents, that's what they search for.
Yeah. I think it's a thing that carries you in a long distance. Yeah, I mean, it gives you, I don't want to say advantage, but
More value?
yeah,
No?
you carry your students
Yeah.
more, I don't know how to say, but far away from in the room.
Yeah, along. You carry them along. Exactly. Carry them further. Yeah, I agree with you. For example, where did you study English? Did you study in a school, or did you learn by yourself?
By myself.
By yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. And how would you explain, or how would you say your learning process was? I mean, was it difficult? Was it easy? Was it something easy? How did you learn to lose the accent? Yes, because your accent is a lot better than a lot of people.
Okay.
How did you lose that?
I wouldn't say that it was difficult because it was a long time.
Yeah.
So it took me around, I don't know, 15 years
Okay.
to, I don't know, ¿cómo se despegar?
To take off.
To take off, yeah, or to achieve
To achieve.
a level that I feel comfortable.
Okay.
For these 15 years, I was just in the beginners. I think just trying to understand some words, or trying to understand some body language. I don't know, but the thing it helped me a lot was immerse or dive in listening to music in English, watching a lot of series in English, starting to change the subtitles to English.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, try to
Changing that chip.
my cell phone is in English.
Exactly.
Yeah, make a small changes, but it gives me or gave me this change of mindset. I don't know.
Yes, it was a change of mindset.
Yeah.
You know? Yes, because I mean, you surrounded yourself with the language.
Yeah.
So when you surround yourself with the language, it means that you have to depend on it.
Mhm.
You try to depend on it, and it's not that you don't want to speak Spanish. It's just you want to learn a different language.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's one of the best strategies. You know? It's a really great strategy. That's why, for example, English. People who learn English here, yes, other people who are learning English, they come to class and they expect to learn English in the 3 days that we have. Yes.
Yeah.
You know? And I tell them you can't do that. No, I mean the 3 days are to support, to reinforce, to learn structures, clear doubts, but you have to surround yourself.
Yeah. And it's not even 3 days or 3 hours
Yeah,
of the week.
exactly. That's what.
Yeah, when you go out, you close the door, you start talking in Spanish, start singing in Spanish.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so those are one of the flaws that in learning the language that some people think, oh no, I'm not learning. I've been going to class for 4 months, 5 months, and I'm not learning. No, you've been going to class for I don't know, 25 hours.
Yeah.
No.
I just saw the Squid Game. Have you seen it?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, the first season.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that it's the frogman. It's this man with all his clothes are black,
Yeah.
with the mask in black.
Got it, yeah.
He talks with some people by phone
Uh-huh.
in English,
Uh-huh.
but he's Korean.
True.
But my girlfriend, for example, I think she has a good level,
Okay.
but she told me I couldn't understand or barely understand any word he said.
Oh, really?
But I was washing the dishes,
Yeah.
so I couldn't understand all the sentence or all the talking he was doing. They have a funny accent in English, but while they are Koreans,
Yeah.
but you can understand when you are familiar with.
Yeah, true. I don't remember the scene, but yeah, I mean everybody is going to have a funny accent, but I don't remember specifically that one. But was it because of vocabulary, because he spoke fast, or what?
I think it was hard to understand the end and the beginning and the end of the sentence or the words.
Okay.
It sounds like flat.
Oh.
So you can't
Identify.
distinguish
Identify.
identify the end of the words.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
but if you put attention,
Pay attention.
if you pay attention, you can easily identify or understand everything he was saying.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just 15 seconds for speech.
Okay.
Like it was a lot of trouble with some participants, and it's been taken care of.
All right. I'm gonna have to review that part, or for example, next class we'll go over that because I don't remember that part. But yeah, there's also something about these Korean speakers, for example. They some it's very different. For example, the speakers or the Hollywood actors that are Korean that live in the U.S.
Yeah.
You know, they have a more English accent. You know? I mean, they speak English. It's American. You know? But these Korean guys, they do. It's very very noticeable.
Yeah.
It's really really noticeable with the difference in the language.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's accents from all around the world. Everybody's going to have a different accent. Everybody learns English on a different level, different exposure. Yours was more autonomous, yes, self-taught. Some people they get. I think that's something that helped you. That your English maybe wasn't affected so much from somebody else. No, the way that you were that you learned.
Okay.
And so other people they adopt the language from their teacher.
Okay.
You know? And so remember whenever you're learning, sometimes it's you imitate. Yes.
Yeah.
You imitate, which is good. For example, in language speaking, it's good. Yes. But if you have a good accent, no.
Okay.
If you have a good English accent. If you have a really bad English accent, because I have seen that as well, the students imitate the bad accent.
Yeah.
And so
I'm copying your phrase.
exactly. So it's a really delicate situation. No, it's a delicate situation that has to be, I guess, improved as time goes by. But sadly, in Mexico, I see it's not improving so much.
Well, I achieved the conclusion that it rips me out.
I reached the conclusion.
Okay. I reached the conclusion. So when I lose the fear to talking,
Yeah.
when I'm gonna make a lot of mistakes, of course. I have a lot of flaws, but the goal or the main goal is to make myself clear, to make me understand.
Exactly.
Maybe I have some words, like for example, Uli. He made a few mistakes I can identify, but he doesn't stop by that. He continues speaking.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's the main goal.
Yes, I think that's the main purpose.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Edward does the same thing.
Yeah.
Edward does the same thing, and I tell him, you know what? It's great. Even Horacio. I mean, the three of them, Horacio, Udi, and Edward. Yes, they commit mistakes,
Mhm.
but it's not something that they just focus on.
Yeah.
They don't commit the mistake and stop.
Mhm.
You know, no, they continue. Yes, which is good. It's
Mhm.
great because you need to produce.
Yeah.
Yes. Then you can go back and fix those mistakes.
Yeah.
Yes. And yes, whenever we're in session, we're in class, I let them speak. You know? They speak, and then we go back and we correct.
And more on our context, where you are dealing with clients or vendors or clients from all over the world, and they are knowing or they knowing that we have different languages.
Yeah.
So we have to reach a common ground.
Exactly.
So I think that's the intention.
Yeah, exactly. And many of the clients are, like you say, that we reach a common ground, and I also agree. I agree with that, but also you have to be tolerant. You know? You have to be
Yeah.
tolerant that maybe this is not your native language. Yes, it's not their native language either. So that's the common ground that you have to reach.
Exactly.
Everybody's putting in the effort.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Exactly.
But I have a friend who works for, it's a Mexican company, but
Okay.
he's working in Dallas. He's a founder from wealthy family here,
Okay.
but he used to open an office in Dallas.
All right.
So they are, I don't know how to say it, exigent. Exigent. They are
Demanding.
demanding
Uh-huh.
with the pronunciation
Oh, okay.
because most of their investors
Yes, of course, investors.
in this fund
Funds.
funds are from there,
Okay.
from Dallas or Texas.
Of course.
So they are expected to this team this team speaks
With the native accent.
yeah.
Of course. Well, yeah. It makes sense because at the same time, you're investing. I mean, the people that you're hiring. Yes, it makes sense. It makes sense because if they're investing in the company, yes, obviously they want to see their money well invested and
Yeah.
they want people to get access.
They want to feel comfortable.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right. Well, Ranulfo, thank you so much for
No.
coming to our
Thank
session.
you, teacher.
Yes, thank you for your time, and I will see you on next Tuesday. Yes, today's Thursday.
Okay.
Yes, I'll see you on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks a lot.
Ah.
So,